Hello and welcome to another episode of Heroes by the Pint. We are the nerd life talking, craft beer drinking, superhero vigilantes here to rescue each and every one of you from bland beer and dull comics. We are the glassy-eyed geeks and we invite you to grab something cold in a bottle or can and crack it open and enjoy it with us. Oh, that's alright, I didn't get on the interface.
Oh God, it was so close.
I'm your host, Matthew Ellis. Joining me is Ryan Brown.
Yo, yo.
And Marcus Stevenson.
Don't freeze.
That's right, don't freeze, bud.
Don't freeze.
We're not freezing this week either. All right, Ryan's going to hit us with the show rundown in just a minute, but before we do that, Marcus is going to hit us with a little bit of beer formation.
Yeah, today we're drinking Stone Brewing's Stone Ripper. When it came to creating Ripper, we drew inspiration from the coastal surf cultures of SoCal and Oz, sourcing classic Cascade from the Pacific Northwest and Australian Galaxy hops from, yes, Australia. We made a beer both lovers of frothy peaks and hoppy green buds will be stoked about. At the same time, we stayed true to our San Diego roots by pushing the hop boundaries of this style. While some might think it lingers on an edge far closer to an IPA, with all of the dry hop flavor and aroma, it's actually right in line with the current day interpretation of a West Coast pale. Ours just so happens to have an Aussie accent that's cascading with a juicy amount of grapefruit and passion fruit hoppiness. So veg out or venture out. Either way, rip one open and taste this awesome golden nectar.
Yeah, Stone Brewing is top notch. If you want to look them up on the web, stonebrewing.com/Ripper, if you want to read a little bit more about this and check out some videos on the Ripper Pale Ale. It's one of my favorites right now, and I think we're all enjoying it. We're getting ready to get into the bottle cap grades in just a minute. Before we do that, we'd like to remind each and every one of you to head over to our website, heroesbythepint.com. Over there, you'll be able to find a backlog of all of our old episodes. You'll also be able to link over to any podcast streaming service which you prefer. You can also find us at Heroes by the Pint on any social media format, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Untapped. Hit us with those follows, hit us with those likes, and hit us with those reviews. We'd also like you to head back over to that website, scroll to the bottom, click on that microphone, and hit us with a little bit of beer fund money. It goes a long way to supporting this podcast and keeping it fun. All right, we also made an announcement last week during the Black Panther episode, and we are still really pumped to let each and every one of you know that on March 24th, we are going to be recording at Warped Wing Brewery in Dayton, Ohio, right after Gym City Con. I know Ryan's out of his mind, man. They've brought us some great beers. I think Space Food, Gamma Bomb, just name a couple that we've done on the show.
That's right. That's always been the best episodes too, man.
Yeah. Warped Wing's phenomenal, man. Right. So we're super pumped. I know Marcus is bringing his checkbook. Blank checks.
I may flash my movies. I don't know yet.
I just gotta remember how to write a check. Is it like 500 and 00 over?
I just do like the 00/100 with the line.
Right. Like why the and? Like that's just so confusing.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I was in line at the grocery store not too long ago, and somebody was like, "Do you take checks?" And they're like, I guess. But they just sat there and wrote a check. I'm like, who does that?
Right.
Like, do you sell DVDs? Huh?
Yeah, right. Who still has a VHS player? You guys still have one?
I wish.
No.
Dude, I have one.
For real?
I do. I still have one, yeah. It's terrible, dude.
You hitting up like Goodwill to check it out?
No, like we've had one, my parents have had one in the basement forever, and I grabbed it and hooked it up, and I'm like, oh. Dude, like it is so bad. The quality is so terrible. Like,
but awesome too.
But yeah.
I used to have I used to have a little VHS combo TV in my van when I played music, and we were out on the road, and we were watching the Pulp Fiction VHS, and we were like last 20 minutes, and the TV just dies. So my buddy pulls up his iPhone 5, like the smallest iPhone ever. You know, iPhones were always tiny. And pulls it up on YouTube, and the picture was better and more clear on like an 18-inch television. I mean, I could see it better sitting in the third row of the van and then holding it up. in the front seat than I could the little 19-inch combo.
Tube television.
Dude, I'm telling you, like the VHS was rough.
That VHS life, buddy.
Yeah, but if you ever need like a movie that never came to DVD, like Sidekicks, like you need to watch it on VHS, like it's all good.
All right, jumping into the bottle cap grades, Ryan, how you feeling about Stone Ripper, buddy?
You know, this is my first time drinking Stone. I've never had Stone before, and it's good, man. I mean, it's you know, it's not my favorite. Like I said, I think I thought there would be a little more juice to it. Like maybe I'm just not tasting it. It's just not as juicy as I thought it would be. But you know, I'm partial to those New Englands that we've been having here lately. Those you know, East Coast
good,
IPAs.
good
So
New England's out there, right?
But it's
now.
good, man. I'll go 3.75. It's you know, it's good beer.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm hitting it with a 4.5.
Yeah.
Grapefruit, passion fruit, buddy. That's a great combo. I don't even know what the hell a passion fruit is.
Yeah, I'm like.
But you're
I couldn't tell
passionate
you.
about passion.
I'm passionate about Stone Ripper. I know that
There
right
you go.
now.
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd give it 4.5. Two things though that I want to know. One is Australian Galaxy hops. Sounds like the coolest kind of hops ever.
Oh, man.
Because they're from the Australian Galaxy. So like I didn't know like they have their own galaxy, which is pretty awesome. But then two, if beers could talk, all right, something I'm really thinking about is, you know, they say while some might think it lingers on an edge far closer to an IPA, I'd like to ask some of their fellow IPAs what they think about that. Like does it linger? Like does it linger on the edge, or no? Like I think it's relative. It's an opinion, and everyone has their right.
I think what's throwing Ryan off, you know, not really tasting the fruit in this. I think that Australian. It's just like he only knows one word for Australian beer.
Foster's.
Yeah, that's right. Australian for shitty beer.
Yeah, he's like Foster's and Bloomin' Onion.
Outback, something like that.
Yeah, Ryan, why don't you hit him with the show rundown?
Man, last episode we were going to talk some trailers, but we were so into Black Panther, we never really got to. We were an hour deep, and we just never had time. So we're going to talk some trailers that we saw at the very beginning of the movie. Man, like there's some epic stuff coming out, and we are like beyond hyped.
Yeah,
And it's all by
2018 's
Marvel.
crazy.
It's all by Marvel. But no, and then after that, we're going to talk some trailers. We'll spend some time on some trailers that we're looking forward to, and then we're going to do a little review of Gotham by Gaslight. We all sat down and watched it and read the book.
Tying right into the beer we're drinking, Ripper, buddy.
Yeah, that's funny because you guys were reading that, and I was like, Ripper. I was like, oh, Jack the Ripper.
That's
I'm
right.
like, now I know why you got that.
First
I was like, oh,
really
sweet.
great with Van Halen's Hot for Teacher.
I was like, oh, Ripper, good idea. Nice.
Yeah, jumping into the trailers.
Which one do you want to start with? Which one came first in the movie? Actually?
I do, and I don't want to get started with Marcus because I just know where he's going to go first. But Marcus, get it started. Trailers.
Solo.
I knew it.
Oh,
I knew
Solo.
it. And that premiered the teaser trailer during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, which I don't
right?
like that one as much. I don't like the Super Bowl trailer as much as the next day Fuller trailer. Full
length one.
But yeah, I'm still hyped. I mean, Ryan and I were talking about this earlier, but with Solo, I had no hype other than like regular Star Wars hype, but like reading the tumultuous kind of shoot schedule they've had and some of the drama they've had on set, I felt like it was going to be a little bit of a bomb. And the trailer with Lando alone got me so hyped. I cannot wait. I'm so pumped now. Like, I'm not expecting Rogue One quality. I'm not, which is why I know I'm going to be thrilled.
It has that feeling of Rogue One. That like visually, do you guys see like the kind of like the? It kind of looks like Rogue One to me a little bit. It has that darker tone to me.
It does, but like there was a lot of colorful characters. Like to me, it almost feels like if the cast of Rogue One went to Disneyland to a Rogue One amusement park. That's what it's almost like.
No, dude, that like this trailer, man, like it got me a little more hyped. I know Ellis wasn't too impressed with it, but like for me, like I wasn't expecting, like you said, like I wasn't expecting much out of this Solo movie. Like I'm like, really, you guys just killed him off in the Force Awakens. Now you're going to turn around and do this movie.
The trailer looks good. I'm not buying the actor as Han Solo, and I just, for me, that's my biggest problem. Is I just think Han Solo is such an iconic character. To have anybody besides Harrison Ford play him just feels like a huge injustice. Like, I wouldn't want them to go back and do, like, you know, you brought up Rogue One. what if Luke Skywalker made an appearance in Rogue One, but it wasn't Hamill? It was like a younger. It was someone who was in line with the age that Hamill would have been, or Skywalker would have been right after Return of the Jedi. I mean, I just don't, and I don't buy that actor as Han
Well, you know what they should have done is like the solution. Like, speaking of Super Bowl spots, like Kia has the solution. They just need to put, like, it's all about Kia, and like they just need to put Kia on a racetrack and put Harrison Ford in the Kia, just like Steven Tyler, and they're good. They're good. Just go backwards, and that seems to work.
Harrison Ford's a hard. I mean, he's such an iconic actor that it's hard to recast him as somebody younger.
Yeah.
And he just has like an iconic face that it's hard to compare. I mean, some of those shots that I did see though, I was like,
I mean, I think
like an old dirty bastard.
It's Donald Glover. I mean, yeah, I buy him as Lando, but also, you know, I mean, there wasn't a lot of in-depth, like, Billy D. Williams or Lando's, like, character. It was just kind of a passing character.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a teaser. I mean, it's a teaser trailer.
That's blasphemous to say about the baddest MFer in the galaxy, but I understand what you're saying. I get it. I think the reason why I like the trailer so much is kind of exactly what you said, Ellis, is what you're worried about. That's why I like the trailer, is because I am not certain how Aiden Emmerich is going to do in the role. And the fact that the trailer did not focus on him, one, tells me that, maybe they're not sure. And then two, okay, cool, I got to focus on the other stuff, and the other stuff is what I'm commenting on how awesome I thought it was.
Visually it looks great.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
It is Alden.
It's Alden.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how I'm feeling about it. I mean, I'll go see it, and...
You're going.
You're contractually.
You're going.
Yeah. Wait, I'll be there. I'll be there.
You'll meet her.
I'll probably try to do a Tuesday $5 movie for it, but
not Marty and I.
No, I'll be like Thursday night before.
I know. I was like, Marty, I got his tickets, man. He's like, well, I'm going Thursday.
But I'll go with you guys too.
Well, I think I'm on call again, like at work. Like,
I mean, I will say this. Woody Harrelson, I mean, that dude does no wrong. So I'm stoked to see him, man. He'll be on there like huffing some oxygen, trying to get high.
Yeah,
pure oxygen.
I wonder if he'll hit one from behind the heart, just for old times. Just for old times.
He'll be like the same character he was in Zombieland.
Yeah.
He's got a spaceship with like a number 3 Earnhardt on it.
I'm actually really hoping this does well, because real talk, I want Khaleesi to like be in a movie that's good. And she hasn't had a good track record outside of Game of Thrones. Like, I think the last movie she was in was like the Terminator film that went straight to Netflix. I'm kidding. It didn't go straight to Netflix, but it was out for like a second.
That's right. She's Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
She's Sarah Connor in that. Oh yeah.
And
Terminator.
And she's a great actress. I love her, but like, man, I want her to get a win.
That movie was rough.
Old Tandy.
Oh
making
yeah.
Parents. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Olden
Westworld's
as
own.
beautiful as ever, man.
She's wonderful.
Yeah. You got Vision's gonna be in it, man. Disney's finally combining the MCU and a little bit of Star Wars action. Paul Bettany.
Man, who would win in a fight? Vision? Like, Vision would beat everyone.
Yeah, it's Vision, dude.
Unless you're Thanos.
Yeah, unless you're Thanos.
I mean, it's Star Wars. Vision against everyone in Star Wars. Like, Yoda would not stand a chance against Vision.
You don't say that.
I know.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. We need Tony here.
Yeah, I know. I was going to do it, but I didn't.
I know, man. Tony, we miss you 2 weeks in a row, bud.
That's right.
That's right.
I don't know if the camera's missing him, though, man. The camera's holding up pretty good. Moving on to some of the other trailers, man. What other one you want to get into next? Deadpool? Ant-Man? Ant-Man and Wasp, dude.
Ant-Man and Wasp.
You know, I had so much hatred towards the idea of Paul Rudd playing a superhero when I initially saw the trailer for the first Ant-Man. And then I watched it, and I was just blown away. And Marvel. I mean, it's Marvel, dude. I mean, it's going to be incredible. I think...
And really, it's not even him the entire time. It's really just his voice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. Tony
Anthony. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like him yelling for the most part.
Right,
you know?
right.
It is perfect.
You guys
He's
see
awesome.
that Ant-Man figure I sent you guys
Oh,
in the text
yeah.
chain?
Oh,
Is that a Marvel? That's a Marvel Legend.
That is. You
That's
guys gotta
awesome,
see it.
dude.
Listeners, look up the new Marvel Legends at the New York Toy Fair. That was in 2018 New York Toy Fair that just happened.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd's smile is like
On
perfect.
point.
Like, it's perfect.
And
Perfect.
he was yoked for Ant-Man too.
Yeah, he was.
Right.
That dude
Now I'm
was
just wondering, I
hitting
feel
some-
bad. Like, they're introducing Wasp. I mean, not introducing, but like Wasp gets her own like limelight, and I'm kind of like, man.
Oh, she's gonna steal the
Yeah,
show.
she's got wings and blasters now.
Exactly. Like an ant can't do anything compared to a wasp.
Oh,
It's
right.
not even close.
No, not
It's
at all.
like
Marcus, you got a great story of how you first were ever introduced to Evangeline Lilly.
okay. So yeah, other than Lost.
Hold on, wait. The goddess, Angeline
Yes.
Lilly.
Yes, Evangeline. You know,
Evangeline
You know, she went by Lily.
Lilly.
You know, back when I knew her.
Back when I spoke to her.
You know, she gave me her number. Actually, the
right.
public access.
Was it a 1-800 number?
Yeah, I mean public access. It was on
Ryan loves
television.
this story.
But you know, I was living in Vancouver at the time, and she was on one of your nighttime weekend 800 establishment type time establishment
Deals?
type calls where you call and you just conversate. You just have a
You
conversation.
just talk. You just
Yeah,
talk.
you just gotta.
Everybody needs a
Talk.
little
You know,
companionship.
we were
right.
talking. We were talking, conversing. It was special.
It's like
It
the
was special.
Aerosmith video back in the day.
Yes.
I remember I was telling
There was no music though.
I was telling Ryan how I was like, oh yeah, like Marcus told me the other day, he's like, I've been a huge fan of hers ever since she was like an actress.
That was in one of our episodes. That was in our one of the episodes we did.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Marty wasn't here, and then you're like, and I was like, how does he know what she sounded like?
Oh.
And you're like, Marty, you're just gonna have to come on the show.
So she essentially was an actress on a phone sex hotline out in Vancouver.
Jesus.
Phone compilation.
That's right.
Yes, she
Companionship.
was. It was a hotline.
It was a hotline.
Hotline and her commercials.
She's come a long way.
on air. And
No
I
pun
was like,
intended.
oh my god, that's Kate. That's Kate from Lost. Wow.
I know her.
She was having a hard time coming across some acting gigs back then.
Everyone gets their start. They call Vancouver Little Hollywood for a reason.
That's right. She might have made more money doing that. You never know.
Dude, the Ant-Man Wasp trailer looks so great. What do you think when Michael Douglas shrinks the whole building?
Oh yeah, pulls like the handle out.
Like a carry-on?
That's awesome. Awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm just glad Douglas is hanging on for another run in the movie, man, because he was such an important character in the first one.
Oh yeah, he's
Penn.
yeah.
Penn.
But I didn't
Him,
buy the
yeah,
whole city and the
Hank
carry
Pym.
on. I mean, it's hard enough to zip those things up anyway. The peaks of those skyscrapers would just totally be in the way.
You guys got any liquids or anything fragile? No, nothing. Just go ahead and get it loaded
Just
up.
Central Park.
Right. I also love the scene. I guess the one that sticks with me the most is, classic, Ant-Man, where they throw something, he's like, here, throw this.
Yeah.
I thought that was a water tanker, it's a Pez dispenser.
Yeah.
Wait, are we defining classic Ant-Man as in the last 2 years?
Yes.
Classic. So classic.
Throw this.
I love it, Civil War. Here, throw this. Oh, man, I thought that was a water tanker, not a gasoline tanker. Yeah, that movie's gonna be.
That's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, man.
Outstanding, but I don't think anything's really going to touch.
Michelle Pfeiffer's in this movie. You guys know
Oh,
that?
yeah?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
It just climbed up.
Catwoman?
Yeah, Catwoman's making an appearance, man. Yeah, it's gonna be good. I can't wait. That's my next one. For sure. I'm
DC's
ready to
so
watch.
bad that the old school characters are now fighting. They're screw it. We're just crossing over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're just doing it.
I'm just doing it.
You got Vulture.
Yeah, right.
You got Keaton's Vulture. Pfeiffer's over there now.
Danny DeVito's making an appearance in Iron Man 4, right?
You know Vicky Vale.
That's right.
Danny DeVito would make a good. Oh man, I don't know why.
Watcher.
Oh, what's his name? Yondu. But
Yondu?
oh, damn it! I
Danny
can't remember.
DeVito is Yondu.
Danny DeVito is anybody, man. Danny DeVito is like a comedic genius.
Yes.
Because essentially, the second you look at him, you're laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's Danny DeVito,
Yes.
dude. Like, he's hysterical, man.
Trolls hole.
Yeah, I don't know if anything, though, is going to really touch what Deadpool 2 is going to do,
No.
man. Like,
No.
that trailer...
Cable alone.
It's just building off the genius of the first one.
Oh,
And it just seems like even better. Like,
and
I
then
don't
just
know.
turning DC into more of a punchline.
Yeah.
I mean, how would you feel if you were DC? And I mean, don't open the door for Deadpool. I mean, like that
Yeah.
dude's going to make fun
Yes.
of
Oh,
this.
yeah.
And it's going to be mean
He's
and it's going to
ruthless.
hurt.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt.
Right.
Like, there will be tears.
Right, you're going to go home, you're going to cry to your mom.
We're gonna listen to the next Amy Mann album. Like, got it.
Man, when he like, Cable is rolling around with like just the green sleeve, and he just like instantly goes into like, what the hell is this? It's like,
I know it's not a CGI mustache.
it was so great, and then he starts playing with the action figures.
No.
Yeah.
It's like that's how I just imagine like you and Marcus spent most of your like Friday evenings. It's like,
I recorded though
Yeah.
for my to
I need
watch
to
that
start. I need
later.
to start taking pictures of it. That's some classic stuff, man.
I remember as a kid, man, you'd spend hours setting up a G.I. Joe battle. I mean, dude,
You had to get the blocking
That's
right,
always
man.
like the most awkward moment. It's like when the wife walks in and you got your action figure in your hand and you're posing them on the shelf. She walks in. Oh, you guys don't.
Oh no,
not related
I
to
know.
that.
She gives you the same look, but
Yeah,
only
she just
times like I would have rather you be masturbating.
Yeah, it's awkward.
I
It's
would,
awkward.
I would prefer that you were calling
Yeah.
Evangeline Will on phone sex right now.
My wife has that like the go-to. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like nothing.
Oh man,
Yeah.
gee, girl, like my, T'Challa's really killing it right now. Like he's going on an adventure within the Jurassic Park Jeep.
Oh, dude. But yeah, the Deadpool trailer, man, just looked great. And I loved, I just saw a meme that came out where it's like, Josh Whedon quits the Batgirl because he has nothing to write. And it's like the end of that trailer where Deadpool's like, well, that's just bad writing.
Yeah.
It was
What does
so-
Cable say? He's like, asshole. No, what's he
He
say?
says something like, he's like,
Get your ass up or
yeah,
something
he's
like
like,
that.
you're coming with me, get your ass up.
Yeah, jackass or something like that.
And
Yeah.
Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds just nails it.
Oh, and how great he takes the blind lady's gun, points it the other way. Yeah, it's gonna be
Oh
good,
man, what's the blind lady's name? Why is
I
that
can't
escaping me
remember.
right now?
The only thing I'm not looking forward to with Deadpool is going to the movie theater with Ellis and listening to his laugh.
Oh, it will be nonstop,
Yeah.
dude.
It's real.
It's real. Yeah, man. I'm like, you should never make fun of anybody's laugh. It's just mean. It's not.
Just mean.
There's not enough laughter in the world. Buddy.
That's right.
You don't want to make fun.
You
of
know,
someone.
I'm going.
laugh at you.
Yeah, man. Deadpool is probably. I guess I'm.
Take number one.
Yeah, probably even over Infinity Wars right now.
What?
Man. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Ryan Reynolds, man. Cable.
Man, but it's so like obvious. Like I don't know, man. I love Deadpool, but like it's like yeah, like of course he's catering to every single sarcastic one of my prick friends.
Asshole. Yeah.
Like awesome.
Wait, what are you
It's
saying?
like how all my prick friends talk on a daily basis.
Wait,
And then I'm like,
what are you
oh,
saying?
that's why all my friends like it. So it's just hurtful.
hurtful.
No, I like the first one, but the second one, if they're making another one, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you might as well just call it Ryan Reynolds Part 2.
Waiting.
Wait,
The second
Part
waiting.
3.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Maybe saying ahead of Infinity Wars
Yeah,
is a
you're
little much,
crazy.
but Ant-Man and Deadpool, dude. Just it's.
I think we need to take the day off for Infinity War. Like when it comes out, like we just camp
Oh.
out.
I'd be into that.
Yeah, that'd be
I'm
cool.
okay. I'm okay. Oh man, we got another announcement we'll make at the end of the show. Slipped my mind a little bit, but we'll make that announcement.
I love how we like just in like 3 seconds in front of the worldwide audience, we just immediately were like, yeah, screw our jobs, we don't care.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like
This is what we really want to do.
I'm
right
calling
here.
in sick.
Yeah.
We're Deadpool.
Yeah.
This is what we want right here.
Yeah, should we go ahead and jump in? We just cracked open, Ryan and I just cracked open our second Ripper. Should we jump into a little Ripper, a little Gotham by Gaslight?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
You want to get started, Ryan? I know me and you both read the book and watched the anime.
First printing.
First printing. It looked a lot better before.
I read the Braille version.
It's vastly different.
Yeah, vastly.
Movie from the book.
I didn't pick that up in the box.
I needed I needed more from the book, really. Like, that could have been like a 4-parter, and it would have been...
Yeah, I would have been really into that.
Just this whole Batman going to a different time, I think, is awesome. Like, I'm all about that. Like, DC...
What do they call it? Isn't it like...
I
Is it
forget
the
what it's called.
Extraverse or the...
Elseworld.
Elseworld, that's right, yep. Like, they have other stuff, like, they have some other stories, and I don't know much about, I don't know.
They got
much
Red
about-
Rain.
Red Rain, I know, but I heard there's one, like, for, like, Egyptian time. I forget what the book is, but, like, I'm all about it, man. Like,
Something I would like to see them do, and it kind of almost would tie into metal a little bit. Scott Snyder.
everything ties into metal.
Yeah.
We're like, it's the metal. No.
We're actually going to have to take like probably a month to 2 months off from the podcast just for us to read metal,
Yeah.
study it, read it again, and then do an episode.
Make a movie
on
so
metal.
Marty could watch it.
It's takes so long. So,
Yeah, dude, I guarantee that metal, it would be like the build up to Infinity Wars. You're talking about like 5 years of like 10
Dude,
years.
it's
of,
hefty. It's hefty, man.
10 years of story arc to
I
like
just want to
build
know
up.
why all these have just taken lead, like, going back into these Elseworlds and alternate times and, like, different dimensions. Like, they all took lead. Let's all give it up. Raise a glass for the OG. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 3, Turtles in Time.
Yeah.
Well, that's another comic you got. Batman with the Turtles. You know?
Batman with the turtles.
Are you even reading that one, Ryan?
No.
Why do you scoff at that quickly?
No.
No.
It's
I
like
mean,
they can't live in a shared universe.
It's really cool. It's a cool idea. I just never got into it.
Ryan has all of them. He's just not reading.
I actually gave it to my cousin.
Oh, did
I was like, oh, dude, you'll love it. You'll love it. Just read it, dude.
So great, man.
It's good, dude.
I
great.
can
You'll
tell
love
that
it.
no one listens to this, including your cousin, because we just outed him that quickly, and like we're like, oh well.
I guarantee you he didn't read it.
Who cares about that re-gift?
He just loves Donatello. And like
Don't-
the one alternate cover has Donatello on the cover. I was like, oh, dude, check this out.
You'll
love it.
You got freak out. the one thing that I would like with this Elseworld stuff and the Turtles in Time is I would prefer that it was not Bruce Wayne, but his ancestors. Like, his great-great-grandfather.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. I'd prefer if it was Danny DeVito as Batman. No, but I would prefer it not be like Bruce Wayne, like
From the Dark Knight.
right.
It'd be a stoic Danny DeVito and his cowl in 18
Oh,
London.
dude, that's terrible. He's like tripping on rooftops and shit.
Cut over to the Always Sunny when Danny DeVito's dressed up as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We'll have to post that image somewhere on our social media. I just wish it wasn't Bruce Wayne. I wish it was like somebody
Like
who
his
has his
ancestor.
family tree. Yeah, I think that would be cool because it kind of lends itself to more of like the story of the Bat always kind of carrying on and like the Bat family being something that's just tied to the Wayne.
That's cool. Yeah,
Like-
something like that, like a masked vigilante of some sort. It
Yeah.
doesn't even have to be a bat, really. It can just
Right.
be just somebody fighting crime.
What if it
Right.
was Alfred's origin story? So let's do it anyway.
Oh, it's Alfred pushing it.
The book being so different, like the book was really just more of a detective like story.
I
Which
liked
I don't.
the book better than I liked the movie.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too.
How do you feel?
Well, Marcus hasn't read the book. I like
I
the
didn't
book.
need to ouch. I didn't know if you read my
No,
fault.
I think a lot of, when I first started getting into comics like a while ago, I was familiar with Gotham by Gaslight because
I had
it is
no idea.
one of those like comics that like from an art perspective that has always been kind of like up there. Plus like that visual is just so like you don't expect that kind of visual.
It was written in like 88. I think.
Yeah.
88,
but
89, something like that.
I was thrilled with the film. I loved it. Like like beforehand, Ellis told me, you know, he's like on the phone, I don't know if you'll like the ending. And so I was prepared to like almost like a Killing Joke, like second half of Killing.
Classic Ellis. Classic Ellis. He's like, I don't know, man. He's like, that ending, it's so crazy and just like, I don't know if you'll like it or not.
He also knows
like, thanks, dude. Why don't you just tell me?
But I see why he told me that
Yeah.
because he knows me to be kind of a little more of a purist. Like I don't like people messing with things. I was totally fine with it. I loved the film so much that I bought it right after.
Yeah. He bootlegged
He had it on the DVD that I bought because I bought the disc for Ryan.
He had it on VHS, right?
old young man over here who like still wants the Blu-rays and
That's right.
DVDs.
I need the actual copy.
And I just wanted.
What if that cloud goes away, boys?
All right, just picture this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is post-apocalyptic world.
In a world with no cloud.
The cloud's gone.
The cloud is gone, and you have nothing.
I got the one VHS, but all I have are Blu-rays.
You guys seen I Am Legend? Have you seen I Am Legend?
Starring Ryan Brown in Be Kind, Rewind.
How did you, Marty? How did for me? How did you feel about the like using classic characters in this like?
That's why I loved it. Is because that's why I liked the ending. Is because I know we'll get more into this, but I thought it truly was a detective film, folks. Like it was really good. Where it made me think of like how Batman first started, like in being like I almost like immediately was like, man, I want to play a video game where I'm doing nothing but like detective work, like with Batman,
right?
Like where I'm just looking at clues and trying to figure out who done it.
It's called Arkham.
Right. but I think that in terms of the movie, like when Gordon turned out to be Jack the Ripper.
Spoiler.
Right, giant spoiler alert.
Really, it's like the only person it could be.
Nah, I thought it was Dent. I was sure it was Dent. Like,
it could have been Dent.
And when it was Gordon, like there was a moment there where I was like, when Gordon reacted to, I can't remember exactly what, but he reacted in a certain way, and I was like, oh my god, it's him.
Yeah.
And then like
there was a time when I did the exact same thing. I'm like, I wonder if it's Gordon. Would they really do that? And then his wife shows her.
My James Gordon.
Yeah.
Is the White Knight.
Yeah.
I mean, that my James Gordon's no murderer, let alone Jack the Ripper.
Let alone.
That's why I was like,
Jack the Ripper.
What?
Yeah.
He's terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Like, I did like his whole rant.
You're horrible.
Not maybe his full rant, but I did like his explanation as to why the great. Yeah, he's just talking about like
he was a little
bunch of
whores. I mean, he basically like used the word whores in like political language that is like hard to decipher. So it was just like the goblets on the fire on the tower in London above Big Ben.
Like all you see is like fighting.
And you're like, what?
He does go on like that 18th century like rant.
It was like Herman Melville, like the longest poem ever before he like that tried
Pride and Prejudice like dialogue.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Now in the book, what's great is they kind of tell the story again of Thomas and Martha Wayne's execution.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, and then
like lay the story out for Marty.
And then shortly after that, Bruce is over in Whitechapel in Europe around the times of the Jack the Ripper slayings, and he's studying with like the greatest minds of the time.
He's becoming like the greatest detective ever.
Yeah,
like,
he's working on like the human thought process and how to kind of just kind of break down some of these serial killers and how to become a better detective.
Which is great timing.
What minds was he working with?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito?
Yeah.
From Always Sunny.
Yeah, Wes Anderson, Danny DeVito.
Those movies, the movie and the book is kind of running together for me a little bit. Like it's like.
And he, at this point, he comes back, and then he dons the cape and the cowl.
What's the cape and the cowl?
Do his parents get killed at the Monarch Theater? I thought that was pretty cool.
No.
In the movie.
No. are they seeing a play? I can't remember in the book.
They're coming back. I think they're coming back.
They're coming from
Horse
something, yeah.
Carriage.
Okay.
And turns out that it is Bruce Wayne's uncle.
Uncle, yeah.
Yeah, and it was really great where, you know, the uncle gives his spiel at the end of the book where he, you know, he tried to make a move on Martha and she laughed at him, and then psychologically all he hears in his head anymore are women laughing at him.
Remember laughter?
Right.
It's like Snape from Harry Potter. It's like that sort
It's
of.
kind of like, do you know this uncle throughout the book or no?
You do.
Okay, I was gonna say that seemed like lazy writing. It's like, all right, this second uncle, that's the killer.
That's just bad writing.
That's just bad.
I really enjoyed it, man. The artwork was great. I know Ryan, for the book and the movie, maybe not with the book so much. You didn't really like the cow. You didn't really like them baby blues.
Oh, you didn't like the cow?
No, I did like the suit. Like I liked it. It was just like
Because I'm
it
judging.
was a little. It's just different than what you see nowadays. Like you see it's something with the eyes. You don't see the makeup on the, like, you see like the full skin by his, which is cool. I get it. I mean, I understand why they did it. It's supposed to be that.
Do
like,
you have an
old
eye
time.
fetish?
Ryan's like, that
Who
dude
doesn't
could.
wear makeup with their
Someone
mask?
seeing Clockwork Orange a little too much?
Ryan's like, I mean, come on. My Bruce Wayne has time to put mascara on.
That's right.
I mean, you want
He's
your
a figure of the
eyelashes
night.
looking great. Your eyelashes need to look.
No, I did like the suit. I thought it was cool.
The suit was great. I know
Yeah.
you just said you didn't really like seeing like the
eyeballs. I guess.
yeah. Yeah, he didn't have.
They
that.
were a beautiful blue.
They were.
Yeah, they're bright blue.
Yeah, like Crest blue.
Yeah.
Crest toothpaste blue.
Clark Kent blue.
Yeah.
Clark Kent. I really enjoyed the movie outside of the reveal of Gordon, which
Yeah.
was funny. Like,
But it was cool, like the fight with them and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like this,
I love how they
visuals.
explained Gordon's skills too.
Yeah,
and that's something that's like incredibly different from the book. I don't even know if there was one fight scene throughout the entire book.
honestly,
It was really just this detective mystery of who could Jack the Ripper be, and much like the movie, Bruce Wayne ends up in prison, and he's trying to get to the bottom of it, and then lo and behold, he does.
And Tony brought it up too, like that cool, like old school, like boxing style that they go into. It's really
Bare knuckle.
Yeah, it's like they got to put your dukes up. You know, it's like you see like their feet rolling. I don't know, just like
I thought old man.
That's
stuff.
right.
Man,
It just kind of had that
DC
feeling,
made
you
a
know.
movie of that. They'd have to do a lot of CGI mustache.
They'd have to CGI them on.
Yes, lots.
But
handlebars.
yeah, that's right.
I don't know if for being set back that time period, I don't even know if I saw one dude working his mustache like that.
That's
I
right.
mean, if I old timey like that, I'd just be like,
One thing that I did notice in the movie was that motorcycle time period.
That was kind of out of
Like, did
nowhere,
they
which
have
I
motorcycles
liked
back
that, but Ellis kind of said that
you don't
too.
think Bruce Wayne would have created a steamed engine motorcycle? I mean, he's like, well, Freightliner or something.
That's just how you do it. That's just how you build one.
I mean, I was able to build a train engine.
All the motorcycle is just two wheels of that big train.
He's like
That's
the
all I
dude
gotta
from
do.
Wild Wild West, man. He's like the doctor.
Yeah, that was the scene where I was kind of like, what?
See, I like that.
But one thing I really loved was Dick, Jason, and Tim.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the young kids that were
That was awesome.
all eventually became Robins.
You know, the Toy Wonder over here liked it.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
I thought that was sweet.
Yeah, I mean, they provided the backup vocals for Jay-Z and his own.
You want to talk about
That's right.
talking some old-timey, flapper style. Those dudes were like, Tim, you about gave me a fright.
Yeah.
On no joke, at first I was like, oh my god, this is connecting to Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy. Like, that's Christian Bale and Newsies. Like, that's him. Seize the day!
That's right.
Yeah, I need to watch it again. It's my first step into the animated
You're done.
DC world.
Yeah, now he's done.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I
If
did
you guys
like
have
it.
any recommendations, speaking of, we've already given them a bunch, but if you have any recommendations of animated films out there, hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, at Heroes by the Pint and tell Ellis what he should watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Get at me. Give me more homework to do because I don't have
DC
enough.
kills it though. Some of my favorites. I mean, like I was telling Marty earlier, like Flashpoint. Flashpoint is so sick, man.
Flashpoint's rocking the CW seed right now. About to
Yeah.
watch that.
Heck yeah, man. DC kills it in their animated movie department. I think they do a great
That was
job.
Ryan's way of saying I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
I've literally known Ryan for like 6 months, and I've heard this dude say Flashpoint like 600 times.
That's cool. I just give you the books. I tell you guys how many times. Nobody reads it.
Flashpoint.
Ellis is like, go read.
Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Flashpoint.
Go read these Green Arrows.
Dude, I don't want to hear nothing from you, dude.
He's like, go read these Green Arrow
Man,
books.
go read this Ren and Stimpy Atomic Blonde crossover.
We're doing it.
Oh, dude, they got some goofy. DC's got some.
I just flipped the script on you like hardcore, didn't I?
They do have some
It's
good
like
stuff,
me.
That's totally different.
They got like an Elmer Fudd Batman out there and shit.
Yes, Danny DeVito.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, if you're gonna bottle cap grade Gotham, where are you at, Ryan? You're our animated guy, buddy. You own all of them for.
It was enjoyable to watch. I had to know what happened. I would give it a 3 out of 5. It wasn't my favorite, not in my top 5 probably, but I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. Like, it was something different. I like the whole Bruce Wayne back in time kind of thing. I think that's cool. The whole thing with Commissioner Gordon just kind of killed it for me. Like, I don't like that. I feel like I could have had something. Jack the Ripper could have been the Joker, and I think I would have.
Well, and another thing is they didn't really give you a lot of ways to go. There wasn't a ton of mystery with it.
Yeah, there wasn't tons of guys in there.
Tony ruined it for me. We were like talking. I told him I had read it, and he's like, he had watched it. And he's like, I couldn't believe it was Gordon. I was like, what? But I didn't like fully hear him. He's like, oh, nothing. I thought you had watched it. And I was like, who did he say? And like, so then I watched it and I was like, it's Gordon. Like, it was either Gordon or Dent the entire time, and Dent didn't really seem all
I thought maybe
plausible.
it could have been Hugo Strange, but that was like almost too obvious.
Yeah,
because he's like a crazy guy. You know?
Man, but the problem was like who was going to
I
be
didn't
able
hate
to.
it. I didn't hate it. It was just
The problem was who was going to be able to take Batman on in hand-to-hand combat.
Right.
And like Santa, like not Dent and not Hugo Strange. So like it was somewhat predictable once you kind of broke it down a little bit. So I'm probably like
Once you got into the psychographs of
the animated cartoon. I mean, like I can't help it, man.
The Commissioner Gordon's in the live action. They're not holding a straw to Ben Affleck or Christian Bale.
Except for Gotham's version. Gotham's Jim Gordon's awesome.
Yeah, he's badass.
Yeah. Gotham's Jim Gordon.
And Dark Knight Returns Jim Gordon was amazing.
Gotham's
Oh yeah,
Jim
he was
Gordon.
like as big as Bruce Wayne, wasn't he? Like, he was big too. Everybody's big.
That's my all-time
Frank
favorite
Miller.
Gordon.
Yeah.
Gotham's Jim Gordon and Gotham's Alfred, buddy.
Yeah.
Just crush. I think that's my favorite Alfred.
And
of all time.
I'd give it, like, to me,
I
I own
own
most
3 1/4.
Yeah, you said 3 1/4.
Okay.
Yeah, I own most of the Batman animated films, and like this would rank third in all of the Batman animated films, like below Mask of the Phantasm, below Dark Knight Returns Part 2, and then below. Oh wait, it's fourth, and below Year One.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say,
I
where's he
can't
going with Year One?
I
Like,
can't count.
The Dark Knight Returns is probably like my favorite one, and then Year One I love, and I totally forgot about Mask of the Phantasm, dude.
Yeah, I saw that in the theater.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
great.
it was a big time movie back then, and like I
They
still
had,
like
they had
it.
like Burger King toys.
Yeah.
You know it's big time,
Right.
dude.
Yeah, you know it's big time when they were selling Happy Meals and toys and kids stuff.
That's right.
Now it's like balloons. And
Yeah, now they don't do that. I was actually having that conversation with my
slices of
wife.
fruit.
And I was like, why don't they have like, what isn't McDonald's like? We went through McDonald's, got my boy a Happy Meal, and it's like some like Peter Rabbit. I'm like, do they not know Black Panther's in theater right now? Like, could they not do some
Ryan's
Black Panther
like,
toys?
do they not know I want a toy?
Do they not know like
I want a
adults
toy?
get Happy Meals? Like, come on. But really, like, back in the day, they did Batman Returns toys.
They did.
My wife was like,
Glasses.
my wife was like, she was like, you know, they're not going to do that. It's a violent movie. I'm like, well, it's Disney and it's a comic book.
Let me get a cheeseburger Happy Meal and a quarter-pounder value meal. Like, just rips it
Let
open,
me
takes
get
the
a-
toy and throws it.
Let me get a double cheeseburger Happy Meal with the side of Wakanda fries.
They're like, I'm sorry, sir. We don't carry Wakanda fries.
Like, do you have a kid in there? No, man. What kind of toys you got? I already got 1, 2, 3.
Can you give me the checklist that you have in there?
You tell me you don't even carry toy 5? Cancel my order.
My son's like, can I have my toy, Dad? And I'm like, no, this is terrible. I just throw it out.
One thing that
No points of articulation.
Yeah, you kidding me?
Mailed it in.
I'm not always the biggest fan of the long bad ears. I kind of like the short stuff.
Oh, but they did that solely so that the ears could like chop down in the propeller.
Oh,
which was
yeah.
hysterical.
The flight on the Zeppelin.
Yeah.
The fight on the Zeppelin was awesome.
Yeah, it
dude.
was.
Like,
It was
that
really
was
cool.
great. I loved that.
I love the animation. I thought the animation quality was like. I like
I
it.
think it's
when-
probably like the animation, like the
Yeah.
quality of it's great.
I
think it's,
really like it when
way up there.
DC ventures outside of their like photo real type overly hulking muscular Dark Knight Returns animation style,
Right.
and goes for like a specific look and feel, and man, it nailed it. Like I wasn't like you guys at first when I knew I was going to watch it. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go back. I don't know if I can get into this, and then like because of the art style. And in the story, I immediately was sucked in. I'm like, all right, I want to see another Oliver.
It's right.
Should I do it now?
Go ahead.
Should I pre-order right now on the episode on air?
Do it on
Code of
Big,
Bukia.
do it on Big Bad Toy Store so you can cancel your pre-order if you
Yeah,
think
you're
twice
right.
about it.
Man, I'm doing it. Look at my wrist.
It's no money down on the other one.
I don't know. I do love that statue. The only thing is I don't love the ears.
Not
The,
ears look
the
cool.
small ears are. I like them both, man. Because like I go back to like Michael Keaton's ears.
Yes, they
like,
were long.
Dude, like, those are great.
I mean, come on, dude. It was
This is straight nerd talk.
it was
here, man.
it was 88, 90, man. Everything had to be long. But the next thing you know, the next Batman ears. It's like hitting him on a door,
It's like
walking
Donnie
through. It's like,
Darko
oh, like, oh, excuse me.
My bad. Like, my fault.
Dude, a Batman set in the Donnie Darko universe would be amazing.
It's about to be, man. You listen to all the hype, dude.
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal.
What? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
Gyllenhaal's like, runner-up or up there to be the next Dark Knight, which I'd be okay with. He's an incredible actor.
Has Bruce Greenwood has he voiced Batman in any other movies? I'm trying to.
I don't know. In my
look it up.
knowledge, in my thorough knowledge of Bruce Greenwood's voice acting talent, I have no idea.
Wasn't? Didn't he just do that song
That was a joke.
plays on the?
Yeah, I feel like why'd you bring that up to me, dude?
Isn't he just the dude who sings that song that plays every year on the 4th of July?
Doesn't he sing the Monday Night Football
I'm
song?
proud to be Batman. When I'm fighting Jack the Ripper. Is that Al Greenwood?
I don't know. Who knows? It's a good song though. God bless America.
God bless America. I thought Marcus, where you can
Hey, that's a no, by the way.
where you can host your own podcast.
I just thought maybe they'd done something a little different because I'm so used to Kevin Conroy. Like
That is a sweet statue though. I do like that.
Where
song.
you can host your own podcast and wait for your wife to get pissed at you because on air you one-click pre-ordered the Gotham by Gaslight statue.
Oh
from
man, that's
Code of
legit.
Man, I just want you to do your Floyd Mayweather and just throw money.
We're just like,
Get that money.
I don't know if I could have money, but maybe I could
if
get
you want to
some-
donate to the podcast, that's where it goes. Right there.
It's going to Ellis's
Hit us
wife
with
date
it.
fund.
Hit us with the beer fund money. I can't wait because like the Amazon account's in my wife's name, so she gets an email the second I buy something.
Oh
So
man,
it's just
that's
up there.
She has that. She has that notification alerts like,
she's gonna be coming down here in a minute.
no,
Alice, did you just buy?
it doesn't even draw a reaction this time. Now she just sees it at this point, just like boys will be boys.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you just buy what is this? Code of Tukia?
Yeah.
I mean, Gotham? Gaslight? What does that even mean?
Oh, it's the Coda 2 kit. It was the limited edition Coda 2 kit. There's one in 7,000.
Can't you and Ryan just get in the car and head over to McDonald's and get one of these toys out of a Happy Meal?
I take that back. He was Batman. He was Batman in Under the Red Hood. Have you seen Under the Red Hood?
I have.
That one's great. That could be up there. With top three.
I
top
feel
four.
like a poser because I didn't mention that in my top
Yeah, that's.
top 5, and that's easily.
It took
number-
IMDb for me
Yeah,
to
it's,
find it.
but
You know,
but it's
that's one of my
easily in the
favorites.
top 3. I mean, that's just
Red
that was a
Hood is-
landmark animated
great.
film.
You know who would have mentioned it?
Tell me.
Danny DeVito.
It
That definitely would have been in DeVito's top 5.
would have been. He would have been like. You'd be like right next to Oswald Cobblepot's origin story. Red Hood's right up there. It's right up there.
Oswald Cobblepot.
Yeah, I thought the animation looked great.
Yeah.
It had me
It
to a
doesn't get
point
any
where,
better.
like,
I mean, it's animation. You know, it's like, what more can you do?
Well, yeah, but this had like a unique style to it. Like it still kept that hand drawn effect, which I really love. You could tell that it. I know that it was probably based in illustration, but then mixed with a lot of like 3D animation or any computer animation. But I love how they kept the hand drawn like aesthetic to it.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the most important things when it comes to animation for me is like with the more I read these comics and really just look at them as like such a beautiful piece of art. I mean, maybe that sounds a little like silly, but like that's a dude.
There's a lot of time and a lot of patience and a lot of art that goes into those comics.
Like you can buy original print Gotham by Gaslight. You bought it on eBay. I mean, the thing came here almost brand new looking. It was like
Dude,
$10.
All right,
Beautiful.
right.
Picasso couldn't draw pecs like that.
Right.
Overall, I know we talked a little bit about the cowl
Mhm.
and like seeing the eyes, but like, man, I thought the suit was just tight, dude. I loved like it was kind of like this old time like war uniform. Like you could just
Yeah, it was like
tell
it was like a trench coat instead of a cape.
like
Yeah.
you could tell it was just like made out of wool.
I was disappointed in one thing though. They did not. There was no cameo by a monocle. It's really upsetting that there was no monocle in that film.
What was your favorite moment? You were texting it out to us. There, Johnny.
Oh
Giles.
yeah.
Like,
I love the
only
Johnny
Marcus,
Giles
only
reference.
Marcus, dude. I
Honestly, I didn't even catch that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, until like I was listening to something else and they said Johnny. I'm like, oh god, yeah, that's right.
They did
Maybe
They did a great job with all the names, and like one thing that I was a little disappointed with is like, man, Poison Ivy's just like dancing around there with her little like cartoon butt cheeks, and she's just dead.
Yeah,
I was like,
she was murdered up.
I was like, that's not my Poison Ivy, man.
It was sad she died so quickly.
Yeah, I thought that would be something where she would like kind of
Oh,
on
man.
a little bit longer.
One thing that I hated though was like that whole singing, like Selena Kyle up there, like singing.
Oh man, you just hated it because you can't tame a wild woman.
Okay,
'Cause, I mean,
sure.
Gee,
Probably
now
true.
we know your verdict on Spider-Man 3.
Because Ryan's wife will still just throw his glasses in the dishwasher.
That's right.
Erica is
She's
savage.
Right. That's
man.
right, man. She don't care if it's in the sink, bro. Watch out.
It's going in the
It's
dishwasher.
going in there with the sippies.
Nothing.
If it's in the sink, it's going clink.
That's right.
Man, I remember that time you brought over that old school Superman glass
I didn't even
you had.
see
You're
it,
like,
though.
you're like, man, this does look really bad, doesn't it? I was like, yeah.
I thought I was bringing over like a piece of art. And I'm like, man, check this out, boys. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said a thing. You should have just been like, it's vintage.
But I really did. Ellis said it to me. He's like, that glass looks like shit. Man. I'm like, oh god, it does.
It's made to
That's
look
just
like that.
mean.
It's made to look weathered.
That's just mean.
Yeah,
It's American Eagle. It's made to look weathered.
That's right.
Overall, Gotham by Gaslight, you got all our bottle cap grades. I think we all enjoyed it.
Go watch it. It's worth a watch.
Yeah, it wasn't our
that's for
favorite.
sure.
Jump on.
Selena Kyle was pretty good in it.
Yeah, Selena
was.
Kyle
She
was
was really
awesome.
good. I actually loved. I
thought
loved actually
on
when
the-
she took the whip out
Oh,
at
yeah.
first and like
Oh.
Jack the Ripper, that showdown. I'm like, yes, it's not just gonna be Batman and the
Oh,
Ripper.
yeah,
it's
she
like,
was bad,
like she
dude.
was, yeah, it was really
Yeah,
cool.
she was bad, dude. That was great. Yeah, go watch it. Go buy it, like Marcus over here, or like me. I bought it on Blu-ray just so I could get
Yeah,
the
you
digital
pre-ordered
copy.
that, right?
I did pre-order.
Yeah.
then 3 days later, after it was released, everyone's like, "James Gordon's the killer." It's $9.99. I did enjoy it, man. I'm going to get into some more animated films. Like Marcus said, please, listeners, fans, friends, send over whatever animated films you want me to watch, and we'll definitely be sure to review them. Marcus is pretty excited about that new Suicide Squad Grindhouse style.
Yeah, it looks sweet. It's like going to be made in like 70s Grindhouse. Like, I can't wait. The music's going to be cool. I think like in the trailer, they played like the Pulp Fiction theme as like over the trailer, I believe. But
Honestly, I will maybe not even go to a theater any longer to watch DC. I'm just going to buy the animated stuff because it seems more in DC's wheelhouse.
Yeah,
because
Suicide Squad would be a cool animated flick too.
Well, I feel like
they could take some liberties they can't take.
They're kind of missing out. Like they should be doing. I think they should be doing what the animation's doing in the real life. I think they should take stories from the comics and do that. Like they should.
Dude,
put that on live.
how cool would a live action Gaslight be?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
that
that'd be
crazy.
sweet, dude. That would be.
That's what I was gonna say. It should be a musical. It'd be like the Les Mis of like the Marvel musical.
Can you tame a wild woman?
Dude, Selena would have her own song "On My Own" and be perfect.
I mean, especially with Al
like
Green,
Moulin Rouge was Batman.
especially with Al Greenwood voicing Batman.
That's
You
right.
just figured they would have made it a musical on
Yeah.
4th of July.
Al Greenwood.
That joke's just not landing. I think it's pretty good. Hopefully, you listeners think it's good.
I'm
Also.
gonna will it to funny.
Like we're turning this cast.
I'm going to
off.
keep pushing it. Too funny. All right, we are about to cash out of this episode. This is the Heroes by the Pint podcast. We are the Glassy-Eyed Geeks. We would also like to remind you to head over to that website and hit us with a little bit of beer fund money. Link over to whatever social media format you enjoy the most. Also, link over to whatever you stream your podcast. Hit us with a like, a follow, a stream, a subscribe, and hit us with those 5-star reviews. We've got a lot of really fun stuff coming up this year. We doing a live recording at Warpwing, and we are also doing a live recording for the release of Brian Michael Bendis' Action Comics Superman 1000. So that's right.
That was me like being really excited.
It's
Ryan
like
was
the Greg
pretty-
Brady version.
It was like a puberty kind of scream.
During this episode, we were drinking Stone Ripper. It's delicious. You can check our bottle cap grades out over on Untapped, and you can find us on any social media format at Heroes by the Pint. All right, once again, this is the Heroes by the Pint podcast. We are the Glassy-Eyed Geeks, and we are out.